Hey guys, how's it going? Eli here, back with another video where today we're going to be having a conversation about the final set list revealed for Pokemon Go. Without further ado, let's just jump right into it. So, as always, getting into it, to enter into our weekly giveaways, all you have to do is be subscribed, leave a like, and then comment down below on any of the pre-recorded videos we post each and every week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. As always, you can comment and like on each video, which allows you for multiple entries. And then on top of that as well, we have 3 winners each and every week that will each be receiving 12 Astro Radiance booster packs. So, full booster box given away each and every week. Multiple opportunities to win and multiple opportunities to enter. So, I like to give away a lot of free stuff. But, without further ado, jumping into the video. So, for those of you that don't know, I made a video when the set list for Pokemon Go had a little bit of an update. We finally got pictures for the shiny starters, and then prior than that I had made a video when the announcement for Pokemon Go, the game, had come out, or the TCG I should say, was going to come out. Now finally set list has been fully revealed. I'm going to give you guys my opinions and a little bit of a breakdown and how I think this is going to affect the future of the Pokemon market and whether this is truly an investable set. So just going over the secret rares for the set, a couple of them already have been revealed. The Mewtwo alternate art, obviously gave my opinion on that. Not the biggest fan of the artwork design. I wish they had kind of gone different, but I understand where they got the backdrop from. Conkeldurr, we did not show this last time. However, this one was dropped actually a couple days ago, but we're talking about this here and now. Also, not the biggest fan of the alt art, to be quite frank with you. And then that is actually it for all the alternate arts. You've got a couple of full arts, Alolan Execute, Mewtwo V, Dragonite V, Metal, and then you've got the OG 4 characters from the Pokemon Go the game, the 3 kind of team leaders, and then Professor Willow. And then we have rainbow variations of the 4, and then you have a Rainbow V-Star Dragonite, a Rainbow V-Star Mewtwo, and then a Rainbow VMAX Metal. And then of course we already had this Mewtwo revealed, which ironically enough, it was revealed the day literally I posted the video, like 30 minutes later after I posted my video off of my last review. This one was revealed. And then you've got an egg incubator and then a lure module. Also, we already talked about this before, but here are the Radiants for each 3, and then the promo EV Radiant. First and foremost, I want to kind of make a point of this. The set itself came out in Japan today. The set list wasn't revealed until yesterday fully. So, I don't know what the Pokemon Company's been doing, but these final set list reviews are coming out later and later. Like before, it was consistently always the Monday of the week, leading up to the set list finally being revealed with all the secret rares. So the fact that they did it the day before, I don't know. I feel like it just makes it really hard to build a lot of hype around a set when people don't know what the secret rares are going to be and they can't find out until the day before. Like, it doesn't really give much time for people to truly want to come in and buy the set. Second most, although I have been someone who's talked about this many times before, I am a fan of smaller sets, just because for me it's one of these things where it becomes extremely difficult to collect a lot of larger sets. It becomes quite expensive for most people. This is an example of in my personal opinion, bad small set. When you have, okay, cool, it's a Mewtwo, people like Mewtwo. I might not be the biggest fan of the alternate art, but some people might like it. But a Conkeldurr alternate art as your second option, and the alternate art design is garbage. 2 alternate arts, that's it. And then you've got yourself, obviously 7 rainbows. But cool, it's nice that, you got a Mewtwo V-Star and a Dragonite. But, Metal, I get it. It's, a part of the game. And then I get the rainbow trainers. And sure, the Mewtwo VMAX Gold is cool, and I understand the egg incubator and the lure module because it does correlate to the game. But I guess for me, it's like there's so much more they could have really added to this set. And it almost kind of felt like they literally threw these characters in just because they needed just find a way of like, all right, we have a really small set list. This set, doesn't really have a lot in it. So what can we do that'll get people, excited to open this set? I know, let's throw in 3 shiny starters. And we've never had a Venusaur shiny before, so people will go crazy for this. It's like, it literally felt like that, And a great comparison would be the Champions Path set. I mean, Champions Path is, arguably, in my opinion, one of the worst sets in the Sword and Shield era block. Obviously, people are like, well, how is it one of the worst sets? Yes, it's worth so much. And it's like because the Charizard tax, but it sucks because literally you get a shiny Charizard, a Rainbow Charizard, and those are your main pulls. And those are the only pulls you can get in that set. It's a very the condensedness of what you can really pull. It really sucks, and I feel that way honestly with a set like this. There's just not really much you can pull. Like, sure, you can say, oh look, Radiants, they're really easy to pull, and that, I mean, I understand that necessarily, but it's like you're really, and if we're being completely honest with ourselves, we're desiring 1 gold star card. You're hoping you can pull that one. You're hoping you can pull either of the 2 of these. I'm probably going to say most people aren't going to care about Melmetal. Some people might care about the leaders. I don't really know if there is like that same waifu appeal, like Cynthia, like Marnie, like Lily with these ones. I mean, I could be off. Maybe people like Blanche or, Cinderella, but I don't see it with the other 2 of Spark or Professor Willow. And then as far as the alternate art designs, they're just very lackluster. And the fact there's only 2 of them, and there's not really many to be desired. I'm gonna be quite honest with you guys. I think this set is gonna bomb. I think this set is going to absolutely bomb. And it's always funny because, I'm very much the type of person that I don't like to give a lot of negative sentiment about sets. Usually I'm very much in the, all right, let's like give it a chance. Like with Astral Radiance, for example, like I'm like, it doesn't look good, but I'm gonna keep waiting because we don't know how the set's gonna be based off of the pull rates. Pull rates, honestly, it was a game changer for Astral. It changed my opinion on it drastically because with the pull rates, it made it way more fun to open the set. With that being said, for a set like, Pokemon Go, which has such I mean, at least with Astral, there's a lot of pulls to be desired there, and people might not be the biggest fan of, the Palkia Dialga reworks, right? And I completely understand that, but there are still a lot of cards and artworks that people really enjoy. I mean, you're talking starting with character rares, you've got, Misty's Starmie, you've got Cynthia's Garchomp, you do have some of the beautiful artworks with the Beedrill and the Machamp alternate art, and the MC Etcher Palkia. I really like it. I know some people might not, but it's one of these things where there's still things to be desired. I feel like with this, like, sure, it's cool to have a Mewtwo alternate art because it is an alternate art, but it just doesn't feel the same because the art design is kind of, copy paste photo of the trailer, and then it has a little Pokemon Go stamp, which kind of, doesn't look as cool. And then, I guess for me, if I were to really say what cards I care to grab, it'd probably be, either a gold or rainbow Mewtwo, and then a Dragonite rainbow. I would say those are probably the 3 I realistically only care about pulling. If I can pull any 3 of those, I'll be stoked. But other than that, there's nothing more really to be desired. And I know some people will be like, well, Eli, aren't you like wanting to collect the Radiant cards? I mean, sure, it'll be cool to collect the Radiant cards because they've never had a, Radiant Venusaur before. This is the second time, they've never had a shiny Venusaur. This is the second time they've ever had a shiny Blastoise. Oh no, another shiny Charizard. Who would have guessed it? Like, sure, like, just for the sake of having them. But to me, it's like, these are Radiant cards. These are going to be easy to pull. There's not a real chase to them. They're probably going to be just giving them out like candy on Halloween. So it's like, the desire, I feel like, for this set is extremely poor. And, one thing I really wanted to add to this, and this is actually going to build on Wednesday's video, or technically Thursday's because it was delayed. With the way in which the economy is going right now, and I talked about this about a year ago, I had said that the only thing that would stop the Pokemon, market from really starting to hit a rapid tankage, like you see the sets, you see just everything start to just free fall, specifically with Ultra Modern, is you got to keep the momentum going. You got to keep it going. And I said after Celebrations, that was the huge lead up. Unless they come out with some amazing set that people are going to freak out about, it's going to be really hard for an argument to be made that it's going to keep everyone invested. Fusion Strike was not that. Brilliant Stars was. And since Brilliant Stars was actually shortly revealed after, Astral Radiance, or not Astral Radiance, sorry, Fusion Strike was coming out, it really did continue to have, hype sentiment around it, especially because the way in which they revealed the set so early on, even though it was several months away. And I think, honestly, that might have been a PR move on their point, because they were very much aware that the sentiment behind Fusion Strike was not the same level, because you did have some amazing sets right before, and people had spent all their money on Celebrations and Evolving Skies. So it's one of these things now where Astral Radiance, although it's one of these sets that is now kind of, on the top of the mid-tier list, in my opinion, it is also, at the same exact time, not one of those, oh my god, one of the best sets of all time. So the hype around Pokemon Go going into it, people were very fearful. They're like, is this going to be one of these, Detective Pikachu sets? Is it going to be one of these sets that just has this weird kind of gimmick to it? And it doesn't necessarily have this weird gimmick to it, but it's still a very lackluster set, and I don't think it's going to be one that's extremely popular. And I don't see it being as one of these sets that's going to be extremely popular long term either. I don't know why they went with the characters that they did for Conkeldurr. I don't know if there's any relevance to it in the TCG game. I understand Melmetal. I understand Mewtwo. I mean, I guess they're just saying Dragonite and Slay King to just throw in Dragonite and Slay King. I know Slay King was an early, Pokemon Go event Pokemon for shiny hunting, but I just don't get it, man. I just don't get what they're doing with that. So I think that this is really a momentum killer for Pokemon, and with the Origin set coming out sometime in the next couple of months, let's see if we can find pictures for that specifically. I don't think I'm going to be able to see it off the front, but there's going to need to be a lot of a shift change in the way in which people get hyped for that set specifically, for Lost Origins, which, for those people that don't know, that's going to be the next set. There's, of course, no guarantee if people are going to be hyped for that set. We know that Dark Phantasma is going to be something that plays into that. For those people that want to know, here's kind of like an uplook picture that we have, a screenshot of, courtesy of Raheem. Lost Origins is going to center around, of course, the Galarian Zoroark, the Giratina, what looks like potentially Shiny Gardevoir. It's kind of hard to see, but that's what it looks like. And then I'm trying to see what this fourth character is, but I think it's Enamorous from what he's telling me. But basically, it's just one of these things where, for me, it's gonna be almost too late in regards to the hype, because of how far it's gonna be until the set is released. Because for those that don't know, Lost Origins isn't going to be released until September. I mean, guys, we're in June. July, August, September. We're literally about 3 months away from the next set that's going to be released. Economically speaking, since recording this video, market's just been continuing to go down. Crypto looks like it's found a bottom short term. Of course, Pokemon's all over the place. Some people are panic selling certain items. It's always fun to see too. You can always tell, because a lot of items that usually you would never see on the market are all of a sudden being popped up and thrown on auctions, and I'm just like, ooh, this is gonna be fun for sales history. So that's always fun to see, sentimental wise. And so for me, this doesn't really bode well for Pokemon in regards to momentum. And now, and this will be actually a second fold part that we're going to have a conversation about, and this will be the second part of the video, which is there was an announcement, because I was going to talk about this on Wednesday, but I ended up pushing it off until today. But a very long time ago, when they had announced VMAX Climax, I talked about saying that VMAX Climax, based off of an article that we had read from PokeBeach a while ago, that had a picture of this dummy shiny VMAX, Rayquaza, that it was going to be a VMAX, shiny list. Like, it was going to have all the cards that were VMAX that hadn't been shiny yet, and they were going to throw them in. Well, obviously, VMAX Climax ended up not being that. Now, come to find out that this is actually going to be, once again, according to Pokemon Beach, this is actually going to be the set that's going to be, let me say going to be 3 more times, coming out later this end of year. So looks like November 4th we'll see the release of the special battle set Charizard V-Star versus Rayquaza VMAX. The 2 of the Pokemon will be shiny. It's likely they'll have alternate art reprints of existing Charizard V-Stars and Rayquazas, but shiny variations. V-Star Universe will also release on December 2nd. Based on its generic name, it's likely that it'll be Japan's annual reprint sets like last November's VMAX Climax. So basically, generic reprint set, for those people that don't know, a lot of the VMAX Climax cards that were just like the commons, uncommons, there are a bunch of reprints just thrown in there. And then, of course, you had your specialty, character rares and so on and so forth. So it looks like potentially with this set, it's really going to focus around, shiny V-Stars versus shiny V-Maxes. I could be 100% off base. That's what the sentiment is being thrown around like this. And I think that's honestly going to have to be the saving set. I think this set is going to be the one that's going to have to, change. This is going to have to really change the tides right now for what's going on. And who knows, maybe Lost Origins will do that. But I'm definitely a little fearful, because even in times of, fear and downturn and just lack of optimism in Pokemon, sets that'll perform, usually really well in bull markets, in bear markets will perform like crap. A perfect example of that is before the Pokemon, boom of the lockdowns, I was able to go into stores and buy on clearance Shining Legends 3-pack premium boxes. They were going for $12 at the time, and they were usually retailing for anywhere between 15 to 20, depending upon where you're going for them at. And I was able to get like a 2-pack for I think like $24, which is insanely cheap considering they're now worth over $100 now. This was literally start of 2020. I was able to find Hidden Fates all in the stores of Walmart. Like, Hidden Fates was so easy for me to find. I remember I saw just, shelves of tins of them. And at one point too, Target had a Black Friday clearance deal where I think it was buy one, get one half off, or was it $10 a tin? I forgot what it was, but they had like some sort of, Black Friday clearance deal on Hidden Fates tins. So, it sounds crazy to think about that there was times, before COVID, because I know everyone's got a very short-term memory, or a lot of people are coming back into the hobby, and we're not a part of during those times of course, cheaper Pokemon product. But with that being said, those times definitely did happen before the hype, and I think those times could potentially happen again. And so my fear is that this set, although it sounds like it could potentially be an amazing set, the hype for it, might not be there, because the momentum for Pokemon has really started to die out, especially considering all of the, economic factors that have been really going on. Now, a couple of other things I wanted to kind of talk about before I wrap up this video. First point is, I think that with this set, I said this before when I was making a prediction for what I thought was going to be the set, but for VMAX Climax, I'm going to stick to the same prediction, except with a little twist to it. I think the implementation of the set is going to be cards that are, shiny variations of VMAX cards that have already been in set. So basically, just think about any VMAX card that's been released. They're more than likely going to have certain ones that are going to have shiny variations, and then vice versa with V-Stars. I think that they're going to have V-Star cards that are going to have shiny variations. Now, what that kind of looks like for me personally, and why I'm bringing this up, is because, if I'm being completely honest, I think this was intentional. I think that the fact that they put these cards in these V-Star, Dragonite and V-Star Mewtwo, and I mean, even an argument from VMAX Melmetal. I think that it was intentional to the point of where you're more than likely going to see, if this truly is a huge shiny set, a shiny Dragonite and a shiny Mewtwo. And so they threw it in for that sake. That's just what makes the most sense to me. Because if you're telling me this set is going to be which one's better, V-Star or VMAX, and we're going to have shiny versions of V-Stars and shiny versions of VMAX, throwing in these two specific cards into a set just so that it can carry, on top of the fact of the matter that if we take a look at Champion's Path, for example, now of course it is Charizard, so it is not a Mewtwo, it's not a Dragonite, but the shiny did eventually translate, the VMAX did eventually translate into the Shining Fate set. It would only make sense for me, in my mind, for them to do something very similar to that, because I mean, if you look at Shining Fates as a set as well, if we want to just take a quick look at the Shiny Vault of Pokemon that were in the set, we can see that for the VMAXs, what do you know? Lapras VMAX. This is a shiny variation of what was Sword and Shield base set. So this was a card that, of course, was just a direct copy of a shiny that just a standard card they had already made. So it's not the first time where they've just taken these designs. And if you want to go even, go wild with it, you can see that exact same thing, of course, with literally Hidden Fates. That's the whole premise of it. Same concept, of course, with the Rillaboom. Don't know why I clicked that. I thought I didn't. But same concept with the Centiskorch. I think that was from Darkness Ablaze, if I'm correct, is where they got that art design from. But once again, the Lapras V, that's an art design. I think Grimmsnarl, I could be off base, but I think they stole this design from Champion's Path. Toxtricity, this design was stolen from Rebel Clash. So they really stole a lot of just, the designs from some of the older sets. And we can, of course, once again, go back and, confirm that for those people that are interested in looking at some of these cards. Also Dragapult too, Dragapult Premium. There's the Rillaboom art design that, of course, once again was stolen. Hey, look, the Phalanx art design, that one was also stolen. So it's literally just copy and paste, reprint art designs that they did. There you go, Toxtricity, same art design, just a shiny variation. So that's kind of the whole MO that the Pokemon Company really likes to do with a lot of these shiny sets. And so it just makes sense to me that they're going to be doing that with V-Stars throughout, which I think will be cool because, I mean, like I said, I don't know if it's going to save it. It'll be a 6 set if that's the sentiment, or if that's the direction in which they go. That's where I'm starting to believe. But let's say, the upcoming Lost Origin set, it's going to have a Giratina in it. And let's say that leads to a shiny Giratina. Shiny Giratina is, in my opinion, one of the best shinies they've ever created. I love the art design on it. So really transitioning into making a lot of shiny V-Stars, I think could be extremely cool. I mean, shiny Shaman also is a really cool art design too. There's just so much they could do with it too. So I'm definitely hoping that that's going to be the transitional lead up. But yeah, I think this feels more like a filler set. I mean, who knows? Maybe they're going to have some extra code cards that are going to correlate to the game. It's entirely possible, but who really knows with that, and if the Pokemon Company's really trying to push it from that direction, which is the only thing I could potentially see. But yeah, I feel like if you're really trying to make that connection, they could have done a better job. Feels more like a filler set leading up to the final last 2 sets before the end of the year to finish up before Scarlet and Violet comes out. But the last thing I wanted to say, and this is just going to be it, I said I was going to point out a website that for those people that were interested in Pokemon Go, of course, we're going to be showing the website PokeNerds. They are a reputable, or PokeNerds, sorry, Game Nerds. They are a reputable site. I've purchased from them before. I know many people have purchased from them before. To my knowledge, I could be wrong, but this is just one of the places that I've noticed. They still do have pre-orders for the Pokemon Go Elite Trainer boxes at $44.97. Free shipping on all orders over $75. So just giving a shout out to them. Obviously, if you were, a part of my channel when I had made the post. I was selling them for $43, free shipping over $100. Don't have that anymore. I do still have a couple of product that you'll probably, for Pokemon Go, not find cheaper anywhere else on the internet, for like the tins and some of the premium boxes. And then also as well, I do have break packs because we're going to be doing a opening day break. But outside of that, you know, as far as it goes, this is the cheapest place I know so far for the Elite Trainer boxes. But a little bit longer of a video. I wasn't actually expecting it to be this long, but I did have a couple of points that I really wanted to connect with Pokemon Go, and then also talk about the upcoming Hidden Fates, you know, 2.0 set, or Shining Fates 2.0, whatever you want to call it. But that is all for today's video. As always, make sure leave a like, comment down below, be subscribed if you want to enter into our weekly giveaways. Of course, we have 3 winners that each will be receiving 12 Alstor Radiance booster packs, and since you can comment and like on each video that are pre-recorded that we post, that's 3 opportunities to enter and 3 opportunities to win. So that is all for today's video. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Until then, I will see you all on Monday. Peace.